At -49 degrees Celsius, even breathing can hurt. That night, the forest wasn't silent. It was crying. And an old woman was the only one who heard it. The wind clawed against the wooden cabin walls, snow striking the windows like handfuls of broken glass. Inside, a small fire struggled to stay alive. The old woman sat alone near the stove, wrapping her hands around a chipped metal cup. She had lived through many winters, but this one felt different. Then a sound, faint, weak, almost swallowed by the storm. A cry. She lifted her head slowly. Another cry echoed outside, trembling, desperate. Not the howl of a wolf, not the call of the wind. Something smaller, something afraid. Most people would have ignored it. At -49 degrees Celsius, opening the door meant risking your life. She stood anyway. The cabin door creaked open. A violent wave of freezing air rushed inside. Snow blinded her vision. The storm roared. She almost turned back. Then she saw it. A tiny shape curled beside the wooden steps, barely moving, covered in ice. A fox. Its fur stiff with frost, breath shallow, eyes half closed. The animal didn't run. It couldn't. It had come to the only light in miles, the only warmth, the only hope left. The old woman hesitated. Wild animals feared humans, and sometimes they attacked when afraid. But the fox didn't growl. It simply looked at her. Not with fear, with surrender. She knelt slowly in the snow, her knees sinking into ice. Carefully, gently, she wrapped her scarf around the trembling body. The fox was light, too light. It hadn't eaten in days, maybe longer. She lifted it into her arms and carried it inside. The cabin door closed. Warmth returned. The storm stayed outside. She placed the fox near the fire, rubbing its frozen paws between her hands. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. No movement. No sound. Only silence. Then, a tiny breath. The fox's ears twitched. Its chest rose slightly. Life returning one fragile moment at a time. The old woman smiled softly. Not a loud happiness, just relief. The kind felt when something chooses to live. She stayed awake all night, feeding it warm broth drop by drop, whispering gently, as if speaking to a child. Outside, temperatures kept falling. Inside, compassion kept something alive. Sometimes survival doesn't come from strength, it comes from kindness. Morning arrived quietly. Golden sunlight touched the frozen forest. The fox stood for the first time, unsteady, but alive. It looked around the cabin, then back at her. She opened the door. The storm had passed. Snow glittered under the rising sun. The fox walked toward freedom, stopped, turned back. For a moment, human and wild animal simply looked at each other. No words, no promises, only understanding. The fox disappeared into the forest. The old woman remained at the doorway, watching until the tracks vanished. That winter night, she didn't just save a fox. She saved a heartbeat the world had almost lost. And maybe the forest remembered. Because sometimes
Kindness is the only warmth strong enough to survive the cold.